The National Family Conference is probably the most important thing that the foundation offers. The very first one in 1981 was the first gathering of 12 families ever. Families arrive, and it may be the very first time they see in person another person who looks like them or their child. And there is that instant connection. And they can network with other families and say, what have you tried? What has worked for you? And they can learn from each other. And that's something that's not as easily done over a telephone or through email.
When he gets to be 5'6", I probably would take a panogram that would show all the teeth in his jaw. And his
Family conferences is a very unique environment. This foundation, and I work with a number of foundations, is unique in its ability to relate to families and provide support, not only from the foundation, but within and the inter-family interactions. This morning, for example, we had a 13-year-old boy who's has not quite accepted the fact that he could cope with dentures, although he would like his teeth changed. He's got conically shaped teeth. We had an 11-year-old boy who had almost the exact identical dentition, who's very happy with his denture. The obvious thing to do was to hook those two young lads up and let them talk about this. And that's probably the most effective counseling that child could ever have. That's a very strong, powerful type of process for families to come together like that. So it's a very rewarding thing to do.
It's just magic to watch the kids' eyes light up when they see other kids who look very much like them.
At least come to one convention, because, you know, just for your children to be able to see that they're not the only ones that are affected this way, or vice versa, see other kids that are affected that have been successful and have conquered a lot of things and said, you know, I'm not going to let this, you know, get me down. I'm not going to let myself be completely different from everyone else, but be unique.
They can also not only network with families, but we have an entire board of doctors and dentists from all across the country who are experienced with ectodermal dysplasia. They've treated numerous patients, and so they can educate the families on being an advocate for the child, on what treatment they can expect and ask for when they go back home to their own care practitioner.
It's one of my favorite things to see is actually these children interact with one another and realize they're not alone. So to have that connection with somebody else, I think, is really special, and I think that's a great part of the NFED.
It's a wonderful feeling to see your child surrounded with other children who have, you know, a condition that they have, and they can support one another and laugh and play and have this immediate bond that's so powerful and so strong and unique.
For me, that was a pretty amazing thing. I walked in, it was like I came home, because there were all these people that, even the HED kids, they looked like me in many ways, and that conference happened to have 4 other EEC people, and it was like coming home, and it was really like I found my family.
Knowing that each one of the kiddos that's here and has the chance to play with other kids who are also affected, and how important that is to them and shaping their lives and how they see themselves. And every moment is gratifying.
Each year there may be a new issue that comes up, but by coming to the conferences, already we know, okay, something's going on in 2 months, we'll be at the conference and we'll have all these people with all this information that can really talk us through some of this and give us some advice. So it's nice knowing it's always there.
It's hard to describe when you're really different in a way that's obvious, to grow up being the only one like that around, and then to all of a sudden get in a group that there are these other people like you. It just really gets you. It's really heartwarming.
We encourage so many families to do whatever they can to please attend one of these conferences, because it's one thing to get information through other means, but it will truly be life-changing events. We've watched it happen that children who come to National Family Conferences are shy, maybe have low self-esteem, and by the end of the weekend, they've made all of these friends, and they're running around smiling and laughing. Just seeing that, we can reassure them that life's going to be okay.